Okay, what do you have? What are some of your feelings about past lives and reincarnation of souls? Have you given that much thought?
I actually have, but I don't. I don't truly know, to be honest. But I've watched a lot of past life regressions and these little kids that could tell you where they lived, and there was really a place that they lived, or somebody lived with the name that they give. So I'm. It's a possibility in my book. I haven't felt like I lived before. I mean, I don't know. It may be something that comes to me another time or something,
Right.
but it's very interesting to me.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of documentaries about that too, and it's awfully a lot of evidence there that points toward it. Like you say about the little kids that uh, make drawings of being shot down in an airplane, and or being in marching off to war, in some way, shape, or form, and and then even the parents doing research into the archives and history of that area and finding out that a certain person lived there at a certain house, and then the kid will describe that exact same
Right.
house and the same uh, events and stuff that happen that are recorded, and so yeah.
Yeah, I can't say no because look at what I do, and I was born this way. You know, so yeah, there's a great possibility, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, and I agree. What about, have you ever, like during your meditations or during your dreams or anything, have you ever been shown the other side? Uh,
Many times, yes.
uh, so if you can explain maybe some of the stuff you've seen there or have been shown, or
Um, for instance, I've seen I don't know buildings, the inside of several buildings, beautiful wood, um, beautiful artwork. One of the buildings that I was in with some spirits that I didn't know and some I did. I'm not sure what it was, but it reminded me of a church, but it had really beautiful dark oak looking wood.
uh,
And then there was like these stained glass windows. They were gorgeous. I can't really remember. Like maybe there was an angel in it and it may be a heart or something. I don't know. But they were beautiful. And another time, I see my grandma and they were having like a party, welcoming party, somebody who passed, and they have these parties, and they had these tables with tablecloths, balloons, and there was like a podium where somebody was going to give a talk, and my grandma wanted me to come in there and meet somebody, but I knew that I couldn't cross, but she was excited, and I just stuck my head in the door and looked, and that happened several different times on that one. And then the other time, I don't know, I was in a place that had a little square pool. It looked like a square pool, somewhat like a jacuzzi but bigger. And it went up to the people's waist, and these people were in white, so I thought they were getting baptized.
yeah,
But that's not what it was. I'll tell you that in a minute. But I was, the floor was like real white, pure white, looked like a ceramic type of material. And then there was this pool, and there was people behind a glass that looked like they might have been waiting to go into that water. And I seen a man pass by me, and I looked, and he had long hair, and I was like, oh, that's Jesus, I'm going to follow him. And so I followed him all the way to these doors. They were glass doors. Like, they were like that thick. The glass was that thick. And so I imagine they were probably heavy. I don't know. And so he got, just before he got into go through those doors, he turned around and he smiled and he said, no, child, you can't go with me just yet. But he had this big smile on. And I was, I wanted to keep following him. I wanted to. But I stood there instead and watched him till I couldn't see him anymore. And he was in white robe. And
wow, that's fascinating stuff.
that one is the one that gets me all the time.
Yeah, well, yeah, I see that with a lot of people that describe these things that have your abilities. Yeah, it's very emotional and touching for them to recite it. She's all right, Mike. She's all right.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay. Well, that's fascinating stuff, of course. A lot of people are concerned, who I talk to, about protecting yourself from negative entities. Is there some kind of a, do you gather yourself around and do a little prayer or something like before you do a reading for someone, so none of these things are an issue?
I do. I usually pray. Not usually. I do pray. Sometimes out loud. Sometimes I do it to myself, in my head. And I also ask for a protection of white light to be around me and my spirit, and to keep all negativity out. And but I don't know why, but I've just been really blessed that I've seen things happen at other people's houses. They'll call, and something weird is happening, negative energy there, and I've never had to deal with it in my own. It's always, I don't know, it's always light, it's always good. It could always turn another way, but it hasn't yet.
Yeah, that's good. Well, maybe it's to do with your personality, your because you choose to be positive on things.
I'm always in prayer. I'm always talking to God, always, throughout my day. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I could be vacuuming, I'll be in the car. I'm always talking to him because he knows me best,
Right.
And I made sure it became a habit, a good habit, that I have this relationship with him. And it's not just a religious relationship with him. He knows me, and it's on a total different level. Like
right.
So
Hard to explain. I bet.
It's hard to explain.